Oh, live with a tyrant. This tyrant wakes you up in the morning and puts you to sleep at night. He watches your every step. If you stumble, he doesn't offer a hand, he pushes you into the mud. The scary part is, that tyrant is you. Think about how you treat strangers. If someone steps on your foot on the bus and apologizes, you smile and say, "It's okay." But if you make a mistake, you don't smile, you start a trial. Why do you forgive strangers for things you would execute yourself for? Look at Tim. It was Friday night, a cold autumn rain was pouring down. Tim ran to the station. He was out of breath, his boots slipping on the wet cobblestones. He knew the schedule by heart. It was the last train of the night. If he missed it, he would have to wait until morning on a cold bench or spend his last money on a taxi that cost a fortune. Tim flew into the station. He jumped over the turnstile. He ran onto the platform exactly at the second the doors hissed shut. The train slowly started moving. Tim slapped the glass with his palm, but it was too late. The red lights of the train disappeared into the tunnel. Tim was left alone on the empty, wind-blown platform. In that moment, hell broke loose in his head. Tim didn't say to himself, "Too bad, oh well, I'll call a taxi." He threw his bag onto the bench. "You stupid idiot," he screamed, and the echo rang out under the station roof. He grabbed his head. "Couldn't you leave 5 minutes earlier? You ruin everything. You are a disorganized, lazy loser. Now you will freeze here all night, and it's your fault. You deserve this cold." He paced back and forth on the platform, destroying himself with his thoughts. He remembered all his past mistakes. Missing the train became proof to him that his entire life was a failure. Suddenly he heard a sob. At the far end of the platform, in the shadow of a pillar, sat a girl. She had missed the train too. She was sitting on her suitcase, burying her face in her hands, crying. Her shoulders were shaking. She looked lost and scared. Tim's anger instantly evaporated. Rescuer mode turned on. He walked over to her. "Hey," he called quietly, "are you okay?" The girl looked up with tear-stained eyes. "I missed it," she whispered. "It was the last one. I'm such a fool. I confused the time. I don't know what to do. My phone is dead." What did Tim do? Did he tell her, "Yes, you are a fool. You are a loser. Freeze here"? Of course not. Tim smiled his warmest smile. "Oh, come on," he said softly. "It's just a train, a piece of metal on wheels. It's not the end of the world." He took out his power bank. "Here, charge your phone. There's a night cafe around the corner. It's warm there. Call a taxi, and in an hour you'll be home under a blanket." The girl looked at him like a hero. "Thank you," she exhaled. "You are very kind. I thought I was a terrible person for screwing up like this." "Stop it," Tim said firmly. "You are just a human. We all run late sometimes. Don't be so hard on yourself." The girl left, thanking him one more time. Tim stood alone. He looked at his power bank, which she had returned to him. And then the realization hit him. 5 minutes ago, he told this stranger, "You are just a human. Don't be hard on yourself." He found words of comfort for her. He forgave her mistake instantly. But for himself, for the exact same mistake, he pronounced a death sentence. Why does this girl deserve warmth and a cafe, but Tim deserves cold and insults? Is he not a human? Is he not tired? He stood under the dim street lamp and felt like a hypocrite. He was the kindest person to the whole world, but the cruelest enemy to the one he saw in the mirror. Tim slowly sat down on the bench. The wind was still blowing, but inside it became quieter. He stopped scolding himself. He took out his phone. "Okay, Tim," he said aloud, "you messed up. The train is gone, that's a fact, but I won't let you freeze here." He called a taxi. It was expensive, but he told himself, "I am paying this money not for the ride. I am paying it to stop punishing myself." Listen to me. Life is a series of missed trains, broken cups, and forgotten keys. You will make mistakes, you will be late. It is inevitable. But how you talk to yourself in these moments determines your destiny. Stop being a tyrant. The next time you stumble, imagine that a scared stranger is standing in your place. Say to yourself what you would say to him. "It's okay, we will fix it, let's go home." Look at nature. You will never see a tree that waters the neighboring flowers but allows its own roots to dry out. You will not see a bird that builds a nest for others but sleeps on thorns itself. Animals know the law: to care for the pack, you must be strong yourself. But you break this law every day. You feed everyone around you, but you starve yourself. Let me tell you the story of a bear. In an old forest lived a bear. He was huge and strong. All the animals knew, if you are in trouble, go to him. Deep autumn arrived. The forest was preparing for a long winter. The wind was tearing off the last leaves. The bear walked along the path and collected the softest moss. A fox ran out to meet him. She was shivering. Her den had collapsed after the rain. The bear didn't hesitate. He gave her all his moss. Take it, he growled softly. Insulate your home, you must not freeze. He helped her strengthen the den with heavy stones. The fox looked at him with gratitude. To her, he was a savior. The bear went on. He found a wild hive full of honey. This was his fat reserve for the winter. But by an old oak tree, he saw a badger. The badger was old and weak. He hadn't managed to gather supplies. What did the bear do? He placed the honeycombs in front of the badger. Eat, he said, you need strength to survive the frost. He was kind, he was generous. But then the first frost struck. Snow covered the forest with a white blanket. All the animals hid. The forest became quiet. Only the bear remained outside. He had no soft moss. He gave it to the fox. He had no fullness. He gave the food to the badger. He wandered through the snowdrifts, sinking into the snow. His paws were freezing. His fur was covered with frost. His body trembled with exhaustion. And what did the bear tell himself in that moment? Did he pity himself? No. He growled. Weakling, he said to himself, you are a big beast. You shouldn't feel the cold. Keep going. Don't you dare stop. He was angry at himself for freezing. He believed that the fox had a right to warmth, but he did not. That the badger had a right to food, but he was obligated to endure. The bear fell into the snow. His strength was gone. He lay there and watched the warm steam rising from the fox's den. And then he understood. If he freezes to death here, who will help the fox next spring? Who will protect the forest? A dead savior saves no one. He suddenly realized that he was a beast just like them, alive, made of flesh and blood. And he felt pain too. The bear struggled to his feet. He stopped growling at himself. He found a fallen tree. He started digging a hole, not for someone else, for himself. He raked dry leaves into it. He climbed inside, curled up into a ball, and covered his nose with his paw. Sleep, he whispered to himself. You have done enough. Now it is your turn. For the first time in a year, he allowed himself to simply be warm. Listen to me. You are not an infinite resource. You are not a machine. If you give all your warmth to others, you will turn into ice, and ice warms no one. Your first duty is to take care of the beast inside you. Feed him, warm him, let him sleep. This is not selfishness, this is survival. Because only when you are warm can you warm this world. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe to the channel.